to Autofunk and part 3 of our 1990 Corvette barn find restoration. This one's a proper gem, a very rare 29,000 mile from new C4 with a 6-speed ZF manual transmission, Z51 handling package, electronic damping and an uprated diff. Oh, and it's been off the road for 30 years. In episode 1 we pulled it out the barn and towed it home. In episode 2 we gave it its first wash in decades and even got it running. This week we're going to get hands-on, checking the brakes, brake lines, fuel lines and giving it a much needed service with fresh oil and filters. If you've missed the first 2 parts, check the links in the description, and if you're enjoying the build, don't forget to give us a like, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next stage of the revival. Okay, let's get stuck in. We hope that you enjoyed the last 2 episodes on this Corvette C4 that's been laid up for 30 years. If you haven't seen those episodes yet, or you've missed one of them, make sure that you check them out before you watch this episode. So yeah, to recap from what you've just seen, we took delivery of the car a couple of weeks ago. We've managed to get the car running. I can't believe how sweetly it fires up. We've given it a preliminary clean just so that we can look at the bodywork. And as you can see, it's come up really well. We're so happy with how the paintwork is. It's not perfect, but we think that we can work with it. In today's episode, we're going to go a bit deeper into the mechanicals and we're going to do some fluid changes. The first port of call has to be the brakes because they're the most important part. If we can't stop, we're screwed, right? So we're going to bleed the brakes and have a general assessment of what's going on with them. So we're going to look at the discs, the pads, functionality of the calipers, the brake lines, and yeah, obviously do a fluid change. We've got some rear pads in stock, so we're going to fit the rear pads, but we haven't got fronts in stock. Now they might not be needed because it is a low mileage car, but we'll have a look and see what the situation is. We're also going to do an oil change and change the oil filter. We've got an air filter, so it'd be interesting to see what condition the old oil is in, but we're going to change the oil just so that we know that the engine's got fresh oil in there, because obviously 30 years of the oil that's in it's not going to be doing the engine any good once we start actually driving it. A few of you have asked about the situation with the fuel, and it actually runs really well. I'm going to start it now. Actually, do you want to start it?
Yeah, Sam.
We'll start the car now, and this is cold start. Literally, we just connected the battery. It seems to be running very well on the ancient fuel that's in it. So the plan is we're basically going to try and run that fuel through the car. We're going to try and run the tank down and dilute it with maybe some additive and some nice fresh fuel, and then after a period of time we might look to replace the fuel pump and the fuel filter. I suppose one school of thought is that we could damage the injectors by doing so.
It's got a filter, hasn't it?
It's got a filter, it's low mileage.
Plastic tank.
Yeah, that's true as well.
So it's not going to be rust in there, is there?
I'm really surprised that it runs on that fuel, but it does, and we're going to work with that unless it starts breaking down or whatever. We don't. There's almost a full tank in here, which may have actually protected the pump, because if the pump's submerged in fuel, it means it can't rust because no air can get to it. So it might be that the fact that it was full of fuel's done the pump a favour. But we're just going to cross that bridge when we come to it. So thanks for all your comments asking about the fuel and saying that we should take it out. It's a massive job to get rid of the fuel, so we really don't want to have to do that, and we're hoping that we don't. Start it again, Chris.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
I thought it was quite funny how before I said it sounded like a car with no compression.
Yeah.
When it didn't start in the barn.
Yeah, and that was because all the plugs were loose, if you remember.
It did have no compression.
We were under pressure on that day, and we didn't
have the right tools, and
yeah, we didn't have the right tools. We should have
space and time.
Should have tightened them up, but we didn't.
Perfect.
It just fires up remarkably well, doesn't it?
Perfect.
Now
it's like a new car. Ish.
Say that again.
It's like a new car, isn't it?
It is, basically.
It's like a new car.
I have off camera, I've not driven the car, but I've tested the clutch and gearbox. What we're going to do now is we're not going to do a first drive, but we're just going to move it onto the paved part of the drive so that we can get it into the air. Do you want to do the honours, Chris?
Yeah. Oh.
This is the first time the car's moved under its own steam for a long time. And Seems to be doing all right. Can't hear any strange noises or see any major leaks. Can't see any leaks actually. It runs.
Oh, we might need to help that down. Is it going?
It moves under its own steam. If you've noticed the little tow rope that's underneath the car, the reason that's under there is before we'd got the car started, I needed to move it off the drive to replace the gutters. And yeah, I've just left it there in case, for whatever reason, we need to use the Land Rover to pull it back.
Feels like a brand new car. I don't think you'll need your Land Rover to tow it anywhere. I think it'll be perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it. The brakes feel firm.
They feel firm.
Quite firm.
We're terrified of the brakes until that fluid's changed.
It's not the fluid I'm terrified. I was terrified about the soft lines, and if they rot on the inside, you press the pedal, the brake pistons come in, close the disc, and then the fluid can't get back, and then you've got jammed on brakes. And you've been able to get it out of the barn. But I don't think that's a problem. I don't think they're not that bad.
The thing that scares me is the seals in the master cylinder suddenly lunching themselves, and then you've got no brakes
when you're on the road.
Yeah.
But thankfully it's not a single circuit system, so
yeah,
that's when you've really got the scary brakes, like on the Spitfire. You've only got one shot.
You'd have to be very, very lucky for both to fail. Well, very unlucky for both to fail.
Yeah, it's unlikely, I'd say.
So what we're going to do is we're going to bleed the brakes from the rear first. Then we're going to jack the front of the car up and drain the oil. While the oil's draining, we're going to address the front brakes. And then the last thing will probably be the air filter. So we'll have a look at the existing air filter. I suspect that unless a mouse is living in there, it's not going to be too bad. And then while each wheel is off, we can have a good look at the inside of the arches and look at the lines, brake lines, fuel lines, and everything else. First wheel is off, so what have we got in here? Let's have a look. Discs, not very lipped at all, there's a tiny lip. Pads are a bit on the low side, but we've got a new set for the rear. I mean, they're not super low, there's plenty of life in them, but we may as well change them. So, areas of potential concern or things that we need to keep an eye on: the flexis.
They look amazing.
They don't look brilliant.
All right, not too bad.
They're not too bad. I can give them a bit of a wire brush down and just spray them with a bit of anti-rust stuff. The bushes, you can see the upper wishbone front bush here is a bit perished, but again, not horrendous. Something to keep an eye on. Shouldn't be an MOT failure. ARB bush looks reasonable, but again, what you'd expect after 30 years, I guess.
Better than you'd expect after 30 years.
I think so. Monoleaf bushes, again, these there's no torn boots or anything, which is the main thing. So, brake lines. This was in a state on the ZR1, this little T-piece. What happens, you've got the ABS module just underneath the boot carpet, and the rear brakes are on a single line that splits out into two, so that line there, this one, that goes to the other side. So you get fluid come up, and then the fluid comes out of there and goes into this caliper, and it also splits off and operates the rear caliper. So you've got a dual ABS circuit on the front and single on the rear, feeding both rear corners. So they look okay, happy with those. In fact, they don't look too bad at all. I have noticed under here, if I just bring you under here, the brake lines there.
What, underneath?
So those 4 lines that you can see just here, they are what feed the ABS module from the master cylinder at the front of the car, basically. And they look a bit crusty, but they don't look absolutely horrific. Now I'm under the car looking at them, I'm less concerned than I was earlier. because I looked at them earlier and I thought, oh god, they look a bit rough, but they're not horrendous. Those lines, if we follow them down, they go underneath the sill, so this is obviously the body line. So they come down and then they go under here, and usually this is where they get absolutely peppered. And you can see that there is some surface corrosion on them, but I reckon with a wire brush and a little bit of rust converter and then some nice protectant of some sort, we can get some more life out of those. I'm not saying they're going to last forever, but they seem to be safe in my opinion. What do you think, Chris?
They don't look too bad really.
Yeah, I think they're probably galvanised.
Nothing that a bit of grease won't fix.
Yeah, so I'll wire brush them and spray a bit of the rust converter stuff. So this is the stuff that I've used elsewhere. I actually used it in the wheel arches of the C5 and it came up really well. So we'll put some of that on there, but first of all we'll just wire brush it down a bit. How's it looking?
I don't know, it's only a bit surface I think, really.
Is it? They look alright, don't they?
Look quite smooth. Probably taken a nice galvanised coating off.
Yeah, but we can protect it. It should all come off quite well.
It's coming off really easy.
I think it is just surface rust, isn't it?
I don't want to go wild on it and take whatever coating has protected it all this time. Yeah.
So they're looking much better. And we're not spraying them with a coating that's masking the rust or anything like this. If you've not used this product before or seen it, basically it causes a chemical reaction and converts the rust back into solid metal. Don't ask me how it works, I haven't got a clue. But we've just dusted the lines with that, and then later on down the line we'll probably coat them with some sort of grease to protect them. But they look really nice, and if I show you, literally just, it was what, a couple of passes, two minutes work?
Nothing there, yeah, nothing. They're already in really good condition, really.
Yeah, so after 2 minutes of work, I'm confident with those lines. I don't think that
Nothing wrong with them, is there?
There's nothing wrong with them at all. The next job, we're going to take the caliper off, change the pads, and give everything that we can see a bit of a rub down with some wire wool, a bit of a degreaser, etc.
I'm just using the toothbrush that Jaws used in the James Bond films. He used to use one of these himself.
Yeah, did a good job, didn't they?
Brush.
Perfect. To push the piston in for the brakes, we're using this brake winding tool. They're about 30 quid from Amazon, but they're really useful because it can be quite difficult to push the piston back in. Anyway, operation seems good. What car was that?
1 Series.
Oh, sounded quite nice. The operation of the piston seems good. We can't see any cracking on any of the rubbers or anything like that. The slides look okay for the caliper slider, or the bracket, whatever you'd call that. But we are going to just use a little bit of grease on those and just give them a fresh coat of grease. And what I'm also going to do is grease the outside of the boots, because they're not the best and it's not going to hurt them just to be a bit lubricated a little bit.
Perfect.
Okay, right, bolts. I think that's probably tight enough.
Yeah.
I'm just
perfect.
Just trying to dust a few bits.
Just the rust.
Dust the rust, yeah. So that's all good. That's all looking nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad at all. And the split pin's not even rusty.
Old brake fluid is obviously it needs changing because it's old. But what happens is basically it absorbs moisture over a period of time, and that degrades the efficiency of the fluid, and that will give you like a spongy brake feel. But also, you know, the moisture can damage seals and stuff. either way, the fluid's ancient, we've got to change it. So at the moment, we're just sucking it out of the 2 reservoirs. So on this car it has a split circuit. The colour of that is horrific. I'm just going to suck a bit out so you can see.
Yeah, the front's a lot worse, isn't it?
That, it looks like Coca-Cola, doesn't it?
Yeah, the front's a lot worse than the rear.
It's meant to be, I'm not going to suck all of it out for now, but that's supposed to be clear basically. It's like a slightly yellowy clear colour, and it's horrendous.
It's got some contamination.
Yeah, it's horrendous. There's also, I can see in the bottom of the reservoirs, there's quite a lot of sediment.
Yeah.
So that needs to be just got out with a rag. But I don't want to suck out the inside of it, because if you get air in the master cylinder, it's a pain to bleed it. So I'm trying to avoid that. If we can suck the majority of it out and then just get a rag and clean the sediment out. Happy days, won't it?
Yeah, it's sorted. I've seen a lot worse, to be fair, than that.
Yeah. And also, brake fluid. Brake fluid damages your paintwork.
Yeah.
So try, if you're messing around with brakes, just don't get it on your paintwork. If you had to replace the master cylinder, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It's not a massive job. But if this one is okay,
I don't see any reason. It looks like a brand new part.
you could argue that the older parts are probably built
Built better. I mean, the master cylinder is OG on the ZR1, and that's had a harder life.
Yeah, that's true. Right then, let's get filling. I'll fill them right to the brim.
There's some floaty stuff in there.
Yeah, it'll be alright, won't it? So, do you want to pump and now crack off?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You put your foot on the pedal, yeah?
Yeah, it's on the pedal.
Go on. Go again. Ready?
Yeah. What's the reservoir like?
Well, not much has come out yet, so I wouldn't expect much has changed. It's gone down by about 0.5 centimetre.
Okay, that's all right. So we know what sort of rate we're expecting.
Pump it again. Okay, now pump it.
Yeah, have you locked it off there?
Yeah, I've locked it off, yeah. Pump it right up.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any air in that.
No, they don't feel like there's any air in it at all.
And I think I've got the majority of the dirty fluid out of the line now. That's coming through clear.
Okay.
I can go some more if you want.
Yeah, go a few more.
Because it's the first one.
Yeah, do a few more safety squirts.
Go on. Just keep pumping it. There's no air in that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to call that done.
Perfect. As long as we're getting good looking fluid through it.
Yeah. Obviously the fluid in the bottle doesn't look great because it consists of...
Oh yeah, it consists of other shite.
Other shite.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And there we are. One corner down, new brake pads, fresh fluid. We've degreased the hub, given the brake disc a rub with some wire wool, etc. So we'll get the wheel back on, get this side back on the ground, and we'll jack the other side up, and then do the same on the other side. Same treatment to this rear wheel arch, so we've degreased everything. It's a little bit wet at the moment. Fitted new Bosch pads, giving everything a good check over. Flexies, again, they're old, but they seem okay. Maybe the longer term plan would be to change those.
Definitely.
We looked at the brake lines running down the driver's side of the car. On a C4, on the passenger side of the car, you've got the fuel lines. The fuel filter's located here somewhere, and Chris is just giving them a clean. They're sort of, would you say they're a similar condition to?
So this is where I've cleaned and treated, and it feels perfectly smooth, and there's no pitting, and there's not a hole in it like there was in the ZR1 about here that was just pissing fuel out like you wouldn't believe.
That's a good sign.
I nearly passed out when I drove it back from here. And this is what they looked like before. So there's a bit of surface rust, but Nothing major. If I just get the wire wool, you can see that it just generally just cleans off.
Yeah, that just looks like surface rust.
Yeah, and you spray it with this stuff.
The old converter. And then I guess we'll have a look at it again in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
And just monitor it, but it seems fine. I don't think that's an MOT failure, do you?
Definitely not, no.
Happy days then, isn't it? That's alright.
Need to really take where the clamps are back there.
Yeah.
And there, and really clean behind them actually, I think.
Probably a job for when it's on the ramp, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what really needs to happen. Possibly a little bit of grease behind the clamps.
Sorted.
Would be nice.
Alright, well, I'm going to get this side back on the ground. We haven't got brake pads for the front calipers, but we'll get the car in the air. And we're going to do oil filter, air filter, bleed the front brakes, and
done.
Go to the pub.
Yeah, that's it. No more.
I'm going to drive this completely illegally to the pub. But it's only at the top of the road, so it's not that bad. I think we'll be all right. You could
throw a stone at the pub from here, to be fair.
Yeah, you could almost throw a stone at the pub, couldn't you? You could throw a frisbee at the pub.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah.
So it's not that far, but yeah, it'd be nice to actually drive it up the road and see how it feels. And if we can do that in this video, guys, we will make that happen.
Don't tell the police, though.
But don't tell the police. Slight change of plan on the front. We were going to take these front wheels off, but actually we've got enough access without needing to take them off. And now it's in the air, I can see that there's no play in any of the there's no wheel bearing play. We can see that the flexies are okay, and we can see that basically the bushes and things like that all look good. So rather than mess around and waste time doing this when we can't change the pads because we don't have them, what we're going to do here is go on the basis that the front's calipers are likely to be in the same condition as the rears. I reckon that's probably a decent enough assumption.
Possibly better.
Possibly better. And just change the fluid. So I can reach in down here and I can just get onto the bleed nipple, and actually the car doesn't even need to be in the air, but obviously it will be for us to drop the oil. So
make things a bit faster.
Yeah, I think it's just going to speed things up, isn't it? And we really want to get the oil changed. And also we just noticed, because we've run the car up to temperature, it did start to hunt quite a lot, and then when we tried to restart it, it wouldn't actually restart. So maybe it's starting to pull the really bad fuel, possibly the fuel that was sitting at the top side of the tank was better than what's below it, if that makes sense. So maybe it's starting to pull bad fuel into the engine. So what we might try and do, if we can, there's a garage literally round the corner from my house. We might try and limp it to that garage and just brim it with some super and see what happens.
The only downside, it's got about half a tank in it, which is a bit of a shame, but that might be enough to get some octane in it.
Yeah, it might be enough. If it runs badly for the first 50 or so miles, it's not the end of the world. The main thing is we just want to get it running and feel what it's like on the road to make sure that it's all, you know, driving correctly, basically. So yeah, shall we do it?
Yeah.
Chris is just torquing the wheel nuts up. It's time to change the oil. I've jacked it up using this jack, and the way that I tend to jack these cars up is I put an axle stand under the anti-roll bar mount down there. Obviously we've got nice clean brake fluid now, so that's cool. Power steering fluid's here, that's a job for another day, as is the coolant. See, it's difficult to see, the oil filter is just down there.
It looks absolutely ancient as well.
It does look absolutely ancient.
It's like a really old, might be the original one.
It has had an oil change. It's had several oil changes actually.
Oh, good.
In a future video we'll go through the service history and I reckon you'll be quite impressed. So anyway, it's impossible to film, but basically the oil filter is just that round thing in the middle of the screen, and then the drain plug is now in the middle of the screen to the right of the round thing, which is the oil filter. So I've got to get the car a little bit higher in the air, I think, because we're on a downhill slope. So I'll do that now and get the oil drained, and we can have a look at what state the oil's in. I suspect that it will be quite clean though.
Looked clean on the dipstick. So.
Didn't look bad, did it?
No.
Drip tray is over here.
It's like a nice grip garage spec one.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The important thing is to make sure it's clean before you do it, so you know which bits are in the oil and which bits are...
The trouble is with those drip trays is you don't get to see the condition of the oil.
No.
So we'll pour some on a little bit of white paper or something like that. While Chris is loosening that bolt, I'm just going to take the oil filler cap off.
There we go.
Got it?
Got it. Let's get it.
Here it comes. Is your spout correctly aligned?
I think so, more or less. We'll find out.
Ready? Happy days.
Always drop the tool in there, that's the main thing you've got to do.
So the next thing then is oil filter. It smells a bit fuely, that oil, doesn't it?
Does a bit.
It is going. It's been on for 30 years, so I can't blame it for being tight. There we go then.
The first thing, that looks really good.
Do you think I should fill it with oil first?
Or before putting the drain plug back in?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, that's a good idea. What, fill what with oil?
The oil filter.
Don't make any difference.
Doesn't make any difference, does it?
No.
Right, we're going for a Wix filter. Apparently these are, according to Derek from VGG, these are the best filters in the world. And we're using the old sump plug. And yes, we're not fully draining the oil. I mean, it's like 99.5% drained. But this is a first oil change, really. It's more of a flushing change.
And to be fair, it looked pretty good anyway.
Yeah, so we'll probably use a higher quality oil on the next change, but for now we're going to call it good enough. So we're going to get the sump plug bolt back in, the filter on, and we're going to get some fluid in it.
It's a decent size filter.
Because I want to get to the pub and we're running out of time.
Definitely.
What I ought to do is get a pen and just write on the filter when it was last changed.
And the date?
What is the date? 26th.
26th of June 2005. Something like that.
26.
Perfect. Smiley face.
There you go. Perfect. So that can go on.
A bit more, I think. Do you remember to red Loctite it?
So that's tight enough?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's amazing how little oil this car holds.
I know.
I thought it'd be 8.
4.7
Yeah.
litres or something, isn't it?
5 quarts.
I'm not going mad with the sump plug talk. I think that'll be fine.
About 800 foot-pounds, I think.
The car can come back down on the ground. Just make sure that everything's out of the way, including this horrible mess.
Yeah, which is not ideal.
I think what we'll do is we'll just reverse it off the drive so I can degrease the drive.
Yeah.
Oh! Axle stand can come out.
Started trying to mop some of it up with tissue.
It's pointless. It's not that bad.
It's not as bad as I thought.
I think there's something around this side, which is that.
Perfect.
Ready?
Yep.
You gotta love those crunching noises.
Yeah, it's like having a Japanese car.
But don't panic, folks. It's nothing to worry about. It's just a little piece of aluminium that's on the chassis. We need a funnel, and we need this.
Fully synthetic. 530, which is what it says it's supposed to have.
And we'll put in.
That's
this is 5 litres, yeah? So if we put in 4 litres, you happy with that? And then we'll run it.
Yeah, that'd be 1 litre.
What's that?
If you put it to the 4.
You know what I mean.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds about right.
How many litres? How many quarts is it?
5 quarts, which is 4.5 litres.
4.5 litres. Well, should I just put 4.5 litres in?
Well, we don't know if everything's come out of it, do we?
No, I suppose. Thirsty, isn't it?
Did remember to put the sump plug back in, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's always the textbook.
We'll leave it on 1 litre remaining, I think, and then we'll
top it up.
Then we'll run it and top it up on a flat surface. Yeah, it still wants another 500mm in that. I'd rather it not be low. I'd want it to just be somewhere in the middle. That'll do, won't it?
See how it goes.
And then we can see now if it will start, and I suspect it won't, because I think that the shitty fuel's starting to be dragged into it. But we'll see. Or the pump's deciding to pack up.
One of the two.
That could be the other thing, which wouldn't surprise me, and to be honest, I'm not too concerned about.
One on order anyway.
Yeah. Can this come down now then?
I think so.
Boom. Okay, let's see if she goes. Do you want me to try?
You can try it.
I suspect it won't, Chris.
Yeah, unless it's had time to just cool down or something, I don't know.
And then we'll pack up. Someone keeps texting me.
The carburetors.
It might be somebody about the Lotus, which is for sale, by the way. So if you're interested in buying the Esprit, drop us a message. It wasn't anyone about the Lotus. Okay, right.
Unless the battery's getting low or something and it's not happy with
it's
it.
possible. Ready?
Yep.
Building oil pressure. Oil
Seems
pressure's all
happier
good.
again. Seems happy again.
Brakes seem fine, don't they?
Seems happy again, doesn't it?
Yeah, it must have just been a temporary blip. Right, we are going to tidy up this mess, and you're going to see us drive up the road. I think we should brim the tank and then go to the pub.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
I'm going to leave it ticking over as well. Yeah?
It's on.
Right, I've just realised in all the excitement. We've forgot to do the air filter. Let's have a look at what this looks like. Might need to just fanny around.
Not brilliant, if I'm honest. Not terrible.
It's not terrible. There's no rodent damage.
Which is a good sign.
I don't think it's horrendous, that.
No, it's not. It could be worse.
So we're going for quality parts. None of your shitty Chinese brands. German.
Probably still made in
is the way
China.
it goes. Probably is, yeah.
Tell you what. Yeah, get it over there. Got loads of snorkel on it, so.
There we go. I do like the way these are screwed together, these cars. They're just, I know we make it look like everything's a complete effort, but they're actually quite user-friendly, aren't they? They're very DIY. You get the impression that they were like...
Designed to be worked on.
Yeah, they were designed to be, he says as he fails miserably to fit the most basic service component. Yeah, they were designed for home servicing, weren't they, I think?
Oh, I lost one of the nut things there.
I can find it. There we go. There we go. That's that. I think the only one, yeah. The only one that actually holds the air filter on is the middle one. Back in there. Somehow.
There we go, good enough.
Cool, air filter's in. Let's
Pack up now.
pack up and go to the pub. Here he is.
How bad is it?
The driveway wrecker.
Not too bad.
It'll be okay. I'm just going to keep soaking it down and then brushing it with some water. Hunting has begun. Oh, there you go. It stopped again.
Stopped.
Perfectly on time for the camera. So jump in then, Chris, and we'll attempt to go to the pub.
Think it'll start?
There you go. I've altered the seat, so do you want me to drive?
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi.
Start again.
I'll leave it a minute. What were you saying about not needing the tow rope?
Yeah, you might need the tow rope.
I'll just leave it for a minute.
Yeah.
It wants a good clear out, I think. I think if you get it running again, it'll be all right. I don't want to kill the battery either.
Push.
Push it.
Push it to the pub. No, I think the fuel's happening, isn't it?
It's the fuel, I think, isn't it? Well, let's try one more time. Why would it start again though? Like, why would it?
Maybe when it gets hot, it's vapor locking. I don't know. Not sure. That's a carb thing, isn't it? I don't think it works like that on fuel injection. Maybe when it gets hot, it's. Don't know. It's probably better not taking it to the pub. Might get stranded.
Maybe. It is downhill all the way back though.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do then? Roll it back onto the drive?
Roll it back onto the drive. We'll push it back on the drive.
Yeah.
Abandon it.
And abandon it?
For now.
Okay. I suppose so.
That'll do.
Plan B then. I've still got that, if you remember from the ZR1 videos, which you probably don't, but if you do remember, I've got a massive oil drum in my side passage, which the wife absolutely hates, for obvious reasons.
Why would you hate a drum full of old oil and petrol?
I don't know, but what I'm going to do is fill that drum even more with a load of, I'm going to basically take, if I can, I'm going to try and take about 15 to 20 litres out of this.
Before dumping some super in it.
Yeah, and then we'll put some super in it. What we'll also do, I've got, keep it rolling, baby. In fact, we could quickly do this now. It would take 2 minutes. I've got a pressure tester, and we can test for fuel at the rail, basically. So the way that
I think there will be fuel. I think it's just bad fuel.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
But it would indicate whether the fuel pump's failed, wouldn't it? We want to see pressure at the rail on here. And if we've got pressure, we know the fuel pump's working, and it's just a fuel.
We'll go on then.
Fuel issue. Should we do it?
Go on then.
Okay. This is the fuel rail that feeds the injectors. And there's a Schrader valve, which is just like a bicycle pump type valve, that you put this fitting on.
Plenty of room as well, which is good.
There's loads of room, yeah. Loads and loads of room. And I can smell fuel. So now what you do is you attach this nozzle onto here. Like that. The other thing that's nice about this is it's got a little pressure relief valve, and when you press that, you get some fuel come out of here, so I can pour some onto my hand, which is lovely, but we'll be able to see what the fuel actually looks like.
Do you want to hold that?
Whether it's all rank or not. But all we want to do is see pressure build on here. So Chris is gonna hit it. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have fuel pressure. 2.8 bar, which I think is about right. So try and start it. So there we go. We know the fuel pump works. So it's going to be
just terrible fuel.
It's going to be terrible fuel,
basically.
So hope you like this episode.
Whew, it does smell, doesn't it?
Stay tuned for the next one, where we are going to sort the fuel out, drive the car, make sure we're happy with it, and maybe in the next episode, depending on tyre delivery, maybe we can take it for an MOT. And if we can take it for an MOT, the game changes, because then it's a running legal car at that point.
On the road and all that.
Yeah, and we can't really do all of the, you know, major testing like the aircon and stuff like that until it actually works and functions and we can drive it. Plus when it runs, we'll be able to wash it, clean all this down and polish it properly and everything.
Yeah.
So, should we call it a day there?
Definitely, let's do it.
All right, thanks for watching. Let's go to the pub. We're going to the pub and we'll see you around for the next video. Subscribe if you like this video. We've noticed that our subscription rate is quite flat at the moment. Maybe that's because the videos are crap. But it really does help, honestly. If you like these videos and you want to see more, click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you any money but it really helps us out because it gets the videos shown to other people like you that enjoy watching it. All right, take it easy. Goodbye.